The Galactic Council's Grand Hall buzzed with activity. Aliens of all shapes and sizes moved about, their colorful forms creating a living rainbow. Some floated, others crawled, and many walked on various numbers of legs. The air was filled with a mix of sounds, clicks, whistles, and words from 1,000 different languages. At the center of the hall stood a massive round table. It was made of a strange, shimmering material that seemed to change color depending on who was looking at it. Around this table sat the most powerful beings in the galaxy. They were the Galactic Council, rulers of countless stars and planets. Today's meeting was supposed to be routine. The council members were discussing trade routes and settling minor disputes between worlds. Borgax, a tall, blue-skinned alien with 4 arms, was in the middle of a long speech about asteroid mining rights. Suddenly, the entire hall shook. The lights flickered, and a low rumble filled the air. Council members looked around in confusion. This had never happened before. "What's going on?" demanded Zix9, a floating ball of purple gas. His voice was sharp with worry. Before anyone could answer, a massive hologram appeared above the council table. It showed the space outside their station. Everyone gasped. There, blocking out the stars, was the biggest spaceship any of them had ever seen. The ship was dark and menacing. Its hull was covered in strange symbols and lights. Massive gun turrets dotted its surface, each one big enough to destroy a small moon. It dwarfed the council station, making it look like a tiny toy in comparison. "Impossible," shouted Krelox, an insectoid alien. Her mandibles clicked rapidly in distress. "No race has the technology to build something so large." The council erupted into chaos. Some members were shouting, others were trying to contact their homeworlds. A few were even attempting to flee the station. Amidst the pandemonium, a new hologram appeared. This one showed the inside of the massive ship. Standing there was a creature that most of the council had only heard stories about. A human. The human was tall and stood on 2 legs. It had pale skin and dark hair on top of its head. It wore a sleek uniform covered in badges and medals. When it spoke, its voice boomed through the council hall, silencing everyone. "Greetings, Galactic Council. I am Admiral Zhang Wei of the Earth Alliance. We come in peace, but also in strength. The human race is ready to take its place among the stars." The council members were stunned. Humans were supposed to be a primitive species, barely able to reach their own moon. How had they built such a massive warship in secret? Gorlak, the eldest council member, stepped forward. His ancient, rocky body creaked as he moved. "This is unprecedented," he rumbled. "The humans were not invited to join the Galactic Council. They have no right to be here." Admiral Zhang smiled. It was a gesture that made many council members uncomfortable. "We're not asking for permission," he said calmly. "We're informing you of a new reality. Humanity is here, and we will not be ignored." As if to emphasize his point, the massive ship outside fired up its engines. The council station shook again. Many members cried out in fear, thinking they were under attack. But the human ship merely adjusted its position, showing off its incredible maneuverability despite its size. "What do you want?" asked Zix9, his gaseous form swirling with anxiety. "Recognition," replied Admiral Zhang. "A seat at this table, and the respect that comes with being one of the most powerful civilizations in the galaxy." The council members looked at each other in disbelief. This was not how things were done. There were protocols, tests, years of observation before a new species could join the council. But as they looked at the terrifying warship looming outside, they realized that old rules might no longer apply. Gorlak spoke again, his voice heavy with the weight of history. "We will consider your request, humans, but know that threats and displays of force are not the way to gain friends in this galaxy." Admiral Zhang nodded. "We understand. But sometimes, a show of strength is necessary to get everyone's attention. We look forward to your decision." With that, the human's hologram disappeared. But the massive ship remained, a silent reminder of humanity's newfound power. As the Galactic Council tried to regain its composure, one thing was clear. The galaxy would never be the same again. The Galactic Council was in chaos. Many members were still in shock from the sudden appearance of the human Dreadnought. Others were arguing loudly about what to do next. "We must hear them out," said Zix-9, the purple gas alien. "Their ship alone shows they have much to offer." "No," shouted Krelox, her insect wings buzzing angrily. "We cannot reward their aggression. We should send them away." As the debate raged on, a small light began flashing on the council table. It was a signal that someone was requesting to enter the chamber. The council members fell silent, all eyes turning to the main door. With a soft hiss, the massive doors slid open. In walked a single human figure. It was not Admiral Zhang, but a woman. She was shorter than the Admiral, but carried herself with the same confidence. Her dark skin contrasted with her bright silver uniform. "Greetings," she said, her voice clear and strong. "I am Ambassador Sarah Chen of Earth. I come to speak on behalf of humanity." The council members murmured among themselves. Some were curious, others suspicious. Gorlak, the ancient rock-like alien, spoke first. "Ambassador Chen," he rumbled, "your arrival is unexpected. We have not invited Earth to join our discussions." Sarah smiled. "Sometimes one must invite oneself to the party to be noticed," she said. "Humanity has been watching and learning about the galaxy for centuries. We believe it's time we join the conversation." "Centuries," squeaked a small, furry alien named Pip. "But we thought humans had just discovered space travel." Sarah laughed softly. "That's what we wanted you to think. We've had faster-than-light travel for over 200 years. We've been exploring the galaxy, hidden from your sensors." This revelation sent another wave of shock through the council. How could they have missed this? "But why reveal yourselves now?" asked Zix-9, his gaseous form swirling with curiosity. Sarah's face grew serious. "Because we've seen things out there. Threats that the Galactic Council isn't prepared for. We believe that by working together, we can face these challenges." "Threats?" Krelox clicked her mandibles nervously. "What kind of threats?" "That's classified information," Sarah replied. "We'll share it once we have a seat on the council." This set off another round of arguments. Some council members were outraged at the humans' audacity. Others were intrigued by the mention of unknown threats. As the debate heated up, Sarah remained calm. She watched the aliens argue, studying their reactions. Finally, she spoke again, her voice cutting through the noise. "We understand your hesitation," she said. "Humanity's arrival is a big change. But change can be good. We bring new ideas, new technologies. We can help make the galaxy a safer place for all." She paused, looking around the room. "To show our good faith, we're willing to share one piece of technology with you now. Something that could revolutionize space travel for all races." This caught everyone's attention. Even the most skeptical council members leaned in curious. Sarah pulled out a small device from her pocket. It looked like a simple metal cube. But when she activated it, a hologram appeared, showing complex diagrams and equations. "This," she said, "is the blueprint for our gravity manipulation engine. It's what allows our ships to move so quickly and efficiently through space." The council was awestruck. Such technology could change everything. It could make travel between the farthest stars as easy as going to the next room. "All we ask," Sarah continued, "is a chance to prove ourselves. Let humanity join the council. Let us work together for a better galaxy." The council chamber fell silent. The aliens looked at each other, then at the human ambassador. The decision they would make next could change the course of galactic history forever. Gorlak spoke, his ancient voice filled with the weight of countless years. "Ambassador Chen, we will consider your proposal. But know this, the path you have chosen is not an easy one. Trust, once broken, is hard to rebuild." Sarah nodded solemnly. "We understand. and we're prepared for the challenges ahead. Humanity has faced many trials. We're ready for this one." As she finished speaking, all eyes in the chamber were on her. The Galactic Council knew that no matter what they decided, nothing would ever be the same again. The Galactic Council chamber was tense. Ambassador Sarah Chen stood calmly, waiting for the aliens to make their decision. Suddenly, a new voice broke the silence. "Perhaps a demonstration is in order," said Admiral Zhang Wei, appearing as a hologram next to Sarah. His sudden presence startled many council members. Gorlak, the ancient rock-like alien, frowned. "What kind of demonstration?" Admiral Zhang smiled. "A showcase of our Dreadnought's capabilities, to help you understand what humanity can offer." Before anyone could object, the massive view screen in the chamber lit up. It showed the human Dreadnought floating in space. The ship was even more impressive up close. Its dark hull gleamed, covered in strange patterns that seemed to shift and move. "Watch closely," said Admiral Zhang. Suddenly, the Dreadnought's engines flared to life. In the blink of an eye, the massive ship vanished. The council members gasped in shock. "Where did it go?" squeaked Pip, the small furry alien. As if in answer, the Dreadnought reappeared on the other side of the system. It had traveled light years in seconds. "Impossible," shouted Krelox, her insect wings buzzing in agitation. "No ship can move that fast." Admiral Zhang's hologram smiled again. "For us, it's quite possible. Our gravity drives allow us to bend space itself. Distance becomes meaningless." The demonstration continued. The Dreadnought fired its weapons, but not at any targets. Instead, it created dazzling light shows in space. Massive energy beams danced between stars, forming complex patterns. "Beautiful," whispered Zix9, his gaseous form swirling in awe. Next, the Dreadnought deployed smaller ships from its hangars. These ships were still larger than most alien vessels. They moved in perfect formation, performing impossible maneuvers. "Our neural interface technology allows our pilots to control ships as if they were extensions of their own bodies," explained Sarah. The council members watched in stunned silence. The human technology was far beyond anything they had seen before. Finally, the Dreadnought did something truly astounding. It created a small wormhole, a shortcut through space. The wormhole was stable, its edges glowing with strange energy. "We can create temporary gateways between any 2 points in space," said Admiral Zhang. "Imagine the possibilities for trade and exploration." As the demonstration ended, the council chamber erupted into excited chatter. Many members were impressed, even eager to learn more. But others looked worried. Gorlak raised his rocky hand, silencing the room. "Impressive," he rumbled, "but also concerning. Such power could easily be misused." Sarah nodded. "We understand your concerns. That's why we want to work with you, not against you. Our technology could benefit all races in the galaxy." Krelox clicked her mandibles nervously. "But how can we trust you? You've hidden from us for centuries." "Trust must be earned," replied Sarah. "We're willing to start that process now. We'll share some of our technology, under careful supervision. In return, we ask for a probationary seat on the council." The council members looked at each other, uncertain. This was not a decision to be made lightly. "We need time to discuss," said Gorlak. "Ambassador Chen, please wait outside. We will call you when we've reached a decision." Sarah bowed slightly. "Of course. Thank you for your consideration." As she turned to leave, Admiral Zhang's hologram spoke one last time. "Remember, the threats we mentioned earlier are real. The galaxy needs humanity's help, whether you realize it yet or not." With that, both humans disappeared. The council was left alone to make their choice. The aliens argued for hours. Some were excited about the possibilities of human technology. Others feared the potential dangers. The debate was fierce. Finally, as the station's artificial day cycle was ending, they reached a decision. They called Ambassador Chen back into the chamber. Gorlak spoke, his voice echoing in the quiet room. "Ambassador, we have decided." The entire galaxy waited to hear what would come next. Gorlak's voice rumbled through the chamber. "Ambassador, we have decided to grant humanity a probationary seat on the Galactic Council." A mix of gasps and murmurs filled the room. Sarah Chen's face remained calm, but her eyes sparkled with triumph. However, Gorlak continued, "This comes with conditions. You must share some of your technology, as promised, and we will be watching Earth closely." Sarah nodded. "We accept your terms. Humanity is ready to take its place among the stars." As soon as the words left her mouth, alarms began blaring throughout the station. Red lights flashed, and panic spread among the council members. "What's happening?" shouted Krelox, her wings buzzing frantically. A hologram appeared in the center of the room. It showed a massive fleet of unknown ships entering the system. They were dark, sleek, and clearly built for war. "It's the Void Collective," gasped Zix9, his gaseous form trembling. "They found us." Fear gripped the council. The Void Collective was a mysterious and violent race from the far edges of the galaxy. They had been a threat for centuries, but never before had they dared to attack the Galactic Council directly. Sarah's face hardened. "This is the threat we warned you about," she said. "The Void Collective has grown stronger. They're making their move to conquer the galaxy." The alien ships drew closer, their weapons charging. The Council's defenses seemed puny in comparison. "We're doomed," whimpered Pip, curling into a small furry ball. Suddenly, Admiral Zhang's voice boomed through the chamber. "Not if we have anything to say about it." The view screen shifted to show the human Dreadnought. It was moving to intercept the Void Collective fleet. Despite being outnumbered, it didn't hesitate. "What are you doing?" asked Gorlak, his rocky face etched with concern. "You'll be destroyed." Sarah smiled confidently. "Watch and learn. This is why humanity deserves its place on the Council." The Dreadnought's weapons came to life. Beams of energy lashed out, slicing through the void ships like they were made of paper. Missiles streaked across space, each one taking out multiple enemy vessels. The Council watched in awe as the human ship danced through the battlefield. It moved with impossible speed and grace, dodging enemy fire while unleashing devastation. "Incredible," whispered Krelox, her earlier suspicion replaced by admiration. But the Void Collective wasn't giving up easily. They focused all their firepower on the Dreadnought. For a moment, it seemed like the human ship might be overwhelmed. Then something amazing happened. The Dreadnought split into multiple sections. Each piece became its own smaller ship, all fighting in perfect coordination. "Modular design," explained Sarah. "Our ships can adapt to any situation." The tide of battle turned quickly. The Void Collective, faced with this unexpected and overwhelming force, began to retreat. As the last enemy ships fled the system, cheers erupted in the council chamber. The human Dreadnought had saved them all. Admiral Zhang's hologram appeared again, looking pleased but serious. "This was just a small force," he said. "The main Void Collective fleet is still out there. We'll need to work together to stop them." The council members looked at each other, then at Sarah. Their earlier doubts had vanished, replaced by a new respect for humanity. Gorlak spoke, his voice filled with gratitude. "Ambassador Chen, we owe you and your people a great debt. Your probationary period is over. Humanity is now a full member of the Galactic Council." Sarah bowed deeply. "Thank you. We're honored to join you. Together, we can face any threat and build a brighter future for all races in the galaxy." As the council erupted into excited discussion about this new alliance, Sarah couldn't help but smile. Humanity had proven its worth. A new era of galactic cooperation was beginning. But in the back of her mind, Sarah knew that the real challenges were just starting. The Void Collective was still out there, and the galaxy would need every bit of human ingenuity to survive the coming storm. Weeks passed since the battle with the Void Collective. The Galactic Council was buzzing with activity. Humans and aliens worked side by side, preparing for the greater conflict to come. In a large, newly built chamber, Ambassador Sarah Chen stood before a mixed group of human and alien scientists. Holographic displays filled the air around them, showing complex diagrams and data streams. "The Void Collective's main fleet is approaching," Sarah announced. "We have one standard month before they reach our borders." A tall, tree-like alien named Arbor raised a branch. "How can we stop them? Even with human technology, they outnumber us greatly." Sarah nodded gravely. "That's why we're here. We need to combine our knowledge and create new defenses." As if on cue, Admiral Zhang's hologram appeared. "We've analyzed the void ships we destroyed," he said. "They use a form of dark energy we've never seen before." This news sent ripples of concern through the gathered scientists. Dark energy was poorly understood and incredibly powerful. Zix-9, the gaseous alien, floated forward. "We've been studying dark energy for centuries," he said. "Perhaps together we can unlock its secrets." Over the next few days, the chamber became a hive of frenzied activity. Humans shared their advanced AI systems, helping to process vast amounts of data. Krelox and her insectoid kin provided unique insights into swarm tactics. Even Pip, the small furry alien, contributed by sharing his people's knowledge of stealth technology. As they worked, a plan began to take shape. It was risky, but it might be their only hope. "We can't match their numbers," Sarah explained to the council, "but we can outsmart them." She activated a hologram showing a strange device. It looked like a massive metallic flower. "This is the Nexus," Sarah said. "It combines human gravity drive technology with alien dark energy research. When activated, it can create a controlled singularity, a small, artificial black hole." Gasps echoed through the chamber. Creating black holes was incredibly dangerous. "The plan is to lure the Void Fleet into a trap," Admiral Zhang continued. "We'll use the Nexus to collapse space around them, trapping their ships." Gorlak frowned, his rocky face creasing with concern. "This sounds extremely risky. What if we lose control of the singularity?" Sarah nodded. "It is risky. That's why we need the best pilots from every race to form a special squadron. They'll guide the void ships into position and activate the Nexus at precisely the right moment." The council debated fiercely. Some thought the plan was too dangerous. Others saw it as their only hope. In the end, they agreed to move forward. The next few weeks were a blur of preparation. The Nexus was built in secret, hidden away in an uninhabited star system. Meanwhile, an elite squadron of pilots was assembled and trained. Finally, the day arrived. The Void Collective's massive fleet appeared at the edge of Council space. Thousands of dark ships, each bristling with weapons, ready to conquer the galaxy. The combined forces of the Galactic Council met them in battle. It was a magnificent sight. Ships of all shapes and sizes, representing every race in the galaxy, fighting side by side. At the heart of the Council fleet was the human Dreadnought. It led the charge, its advanced weapons tearing through void ships. But even with their superior technology, the humans and their allies were outnumbered. Slowly, they began to fall back, drawing the Void Fleet towards the hidden Nexus. It was a delicate dance. They had to make their retreat look real while ensuring the enemy followed. In the Council's command center, Sarah and the alien leaders watched tensely. Everything depended on this plan working. As the battle raged on, the elite squadron of pilots broke away from the main fleet. They weaved through the chaos, using every trick they knew to draw key void ships into position. "Almost there," Sarah whispered, her eyes fixed on the tactical display. The Void Fleet pressed forward, sensing victory. They didn't realize they were flying into a trap that could change the course of the war and the future of the galaxy itself. The battle raged on in the depths of space. Explosions lit up the darkness like tiny, short-lived stars. The combined fleet of the Galactic Council fought bravely, but the Void Collective's numbers seemed endless. In the command center, Sarah Chen watched the holographic display with intense focus. Beside her, Alien leaders from across the galaxy held their breath. Everything hinged on this moment. "The Void Fleet is in position," announced Admiral Zhang's hologram, initiating Nexus activation sequence. Far from the battle, hidden in an unremarkable star system, the massive Nexus device hummed to life. Its petals, each the size of a small moon, began to unfold. Energy crackled between them, growing in intensity. Back on the battlefield, the elite squadron of pilots made their final moves. Human, alien, and even a few reformed Void defectors flew in perfect harmony. They weaved through enemy fire, drawing the heart of the Void fleet into the trap. "Now," Sarah shouted. At her command, the squadron scattered. In the same instant, the Nexus reached full power. A beam of concentrated energy shot across space, tearing a hole in reality itself. For a moment, everything seemed to pause. Then, with a silent roar, a singularity burst into existence at the heart of the Void fleet. The artificial black hole grew rapidly, its immense gravity pulling in everything nearby. Void ships were torn apart, crushed into nothingness as they crossed the event horizon. Those on the edges desperately tried to escape, but few were fast enough. In the command center, cheers erupted, but Sarah's face remained tense. "It's not over yet," she warned. She was right. The Void Collective's flagship, a behemoth that dwarfed even the human Dreadnought, was fighting the pull of the singularity. Dark energy pulsed from its hull, keeping it just beyond the point of no return. "Impossible," gasped Zix-9, his gaseous form swirling in agitation. "They're resisting the black hole." Admiral Zhang's hologram flickered. "The flagship's dark energy output is off the charts. If they break free, they could use that power to destroy us all." Sarah's mind raced. They hadn't planned for this. The Nexus was already at full power. What could they do? Suddenly, Pip, the small furry alien, spoke up. "What if we reverse the polarity?" All eyes turned to him. Pip shrunk back, surprised by the attention, but continued. "If dark energy is pushing them away from the singularity, maybe we can use the Nexus to pull them in instead." The scientists in the room quickly ran calculations. "It's risky," one said, "but it might work." Sarah nodded. "Do it." Across space, the Nexus shuddered as its systems were rapidly reconfigured. The energy beam flickered, then changed color. Instead of pushing out, it began to pull in. The effect was immediate. The Void flagship, caught off guard by the sudden change, lurched towards the singularity. It fired all its weapons, tried to use its dark energy drives, but nothing worked. Slowly, inevitably, the massive ship was dragged towards oblivion. As it crossed the event horizon, a blinding flash lit up space. Then silence. The remaining Void ships, leaderless and outmatched, began to retreat. The combined fleet of the Galactic Council cheered as they chased their former oppressors away. In the command center, Sarah let out a long breath. They had done it. Against all odds, they had won. Gorlak, the ancient rock-like alien, placed a heavy hand on her shoulder. "Today, humanity has proven its worth 1,000 times over," he rumbled. "The galaxy owes you a debt we can never repay." Sarah smiled tiredly. "We all did this together," she said. "Every race, every individual played a part. This victory belongs to all of us." As the celebration began around her, Sarah's thoughts turned to the future. The Void Collective was defeated, but not destroyed. And who knew what other threats lurked in the vast, unexplored reaches of space? But looking at the united faces around her, human and alien alike, Sarah felt hope. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. A new era of galactic peace and cooperation was dawning, and humanity was at its heart. 5 years had passed since the great battle against the Void Collective. The Galactic Council chamber, once a place of heated debates and suspicion, was now filled with a spirit of cooperation and progress. Ambassador Sarah Chen stood at the center, addressing representatives from hundreds of worlds. Her hair had a few more gray streaks now, but her eyes still shone with the same determination. "Fellow beings of the galaxy," she began, "today we celebrate not just our victory, but the peace we've built together." The chamber erupted in cheers. Aliens of all shapes and sizes applauded. Even Gorlak, the ancient rock-like being, smiled, a rare sight indeed. Sarah continued, "The Nexus Project, once a weapon of last resort, has been transformed. Thanks to our combined efforts, we now use it to create stable wormholes, connecting the farthest corners of our galaxy." A hologram appeared, showing a network of glowing lines connecting countless stars. It was a map of the new galactic transportation system, allowing instant travel between worlds. "Trade has flourished," Sarah said. "Cultural exchange is at an all-time high, and our scientific advancements have improved lives across the galaxy." Zix-9, the gaseous alien, floated forward. "Thanks to human medical technology combined with Krelok's regeneration techniques, we've cured diseases that plagued us for millennia." Pip, no longer the timid creature he once was, spoke next, "And the terraforming projects have given homes to millions who lost their worlds to the Void Collective." The mood in the chamber was joyous, but Sarah's face grew serious. "Yet we must not forget the challenges that remain. The Void Collective, though defeated, was not destroyed. We must remain vigilant." As if on cue, Admiral Zhang's hologram appeared. He looked older too, but his stance was as strong as ever. "Our deep space sensors have detected unusual activity at the galaxy's edge. It could be void survivors, or perhaps something else." A murmur of concern spread through the chamber. The memory of war was still fresh in many minds. Sarah raised her hand, calming the crowd. "This is not cause for panic, but for action. We've faced threats before, and we emerged stronger. Together, we can face anything the universe throws at us." She activated another hologram, showing a sleek spaceship unlike any they'd seen before. "I present to you the Harmony," Sarah announced. "The first ship built with the combined technologies of every council race. It's designed for deep space exploration and first contact missions." The assembled beings gasped in awe. The Harmony was beautiful, a perfect blend of organic and mechanical design. It symbolized everything they had achieved together. "The Harmony will lead a fleet to investigate these anomalies," Sarah explained. "Not as conquerors or warriors, but as explorers and diplomats. We'll face the unknown with open minds and peaceful intentions." Gorlak stepped forward, his rocky form towering over Sarah. "Who will lead this mission?" he asked. Sarah smiled. "We've chosen a diverse crew, representing the best of all our races. And as for the captain," she paused, looking around the room, "we believe it's time for a new generation to take the lead." To everyone's surprise, she gestured towards Pip. The once timid alien had grown into a respected leader, known for his quick thinking and diplomatic skills. Pip's eyes widened. "Me? But I'm not. I've never." "You embody the spirit of our new united galaxy," Sarah said warmly. "Your actions during the war, and your ideas since, have shown that great leadership can come from unexpected places." The chamber filled with approving nods and applause. Pip straightened up, a look of determination replacing his surprise. "I accept," he said, his voice strong. "For the good of the galaxy, I will lead this mission." As the council meeting concluded, Sarah looked out at the assembled beings. Humans stood shoulder to shoulder with aliens of all kinds. Former enemies now worked together as friends. She thought back to that day, years ago, when humanity first revealed itself to the galaxy. They had come so far since then. Whatever the future held, be it peace, danger, or wonders beyond imagination, Sarah knew that they would face it united. The galaxy had changed forever, and humanity had played a crucial role. But it was the spirit of unity, of different races coming together, that was their true strength. As the Harmony prepared for its maiden voyage, Sarah felt a sense of pride and hope. The greatest adventure was just beginning.